And you look at, Alan, all these close games, and then you look at the free throw numbers.
Yep.
And tonight, the Knicks from the line, 19 of 33 from the line. They're the worst free throw shooting team in the entire league. They missed 14 free throws in another close game.
And those things are what makes it harder for you to win, because those are easy points you should have. They missed 7 in the first half of a game where they played terrific in the first half and should have had a bigger lead, and those free throw misses certainly were part of it. But that's just, to me, just part of the story of this game. It's once again just like the carbon copy in Philadelphia, Wally, I thought, and that is that Ben Simmons, playing through an illness, turned it up at one point of the game, and the game turned. And the Knicks, whatever reason, cannot get to that level when another team's great player just takes over. And that's all it took. And once it came down to winning time, I thought they stayed in this thing and they stayed in the fight. But once it got down to winning time, those guys made the plays. The Knicks were not able to do that.
Start of the third quarter was the difference. You build yourself a 12-point lead. Philadelphia's not playing good basketball in the first half. That's about as bad as they can possibly play. You got to come out to start that third quarter and extend that lead to 20. All of a sudden, Philadelphia just starts playing hard, and they just get the lead down to 4 points, you know, by midway through the third quarter. And then there was a ball game. And they got 2 all-stars on their team that know how to close games. And the free throw shooting, though, I can't explain it. I mean, I just keep sitting up here saying, they'll figure it out. It'll be fine. It's ebbs and flows. You have a bad little
run. When you don't have a closer, right?
It's completely costing them games.
You got to make these shots when you don't have a bona fide closer to win these games.
You got to bank these points. I mean, these guys can shoot. Like,
and if anybody wonders, you know, because they always get that question, do they practice free throws? Every single practice, they practice free throws. I mean, you know this from your days. I mean, that's always part of your daily routine is free throws. So it is something that's practiced. It's just not something that they're doing well in games. And it's caught. They're under 70% on the season as a team shooting free throws. I mean, no NBA team should be under 70%.
It's become completely mental, completely in their heads, and it's completely costing them games.
And that's not X's and O's. Again, it goes back to that stuff, right? It goes back to the argument of X's and O's.
On the defensive end of the floor to hold a team like Philly to 101 points, and did a good job grinding away at this team, even though they didn't have 2 of their starters, Philadelphia. But you can't give away games at the free throw line. You just can't do that.
But you're putting pressure on your defense. You're putting pressure on other areas of your game.
It's free points.
It's free. And you work hard to get to the free throw line. You give up your body half the time going to the basket. You end up on your rear end, you know, on the baseline. Mitchell Robinson's flailing all over the place, getting fouled, but he can't make a free throw. And he can't cash in.
And the other thing, too, is this matchup to watch before the game. I said the benches. And that ended up being,
them.
Nice job.
You jinxed them. It's the Hahn hats.
Or maybe it was really smart matchup to pick here.
We're going to have you do matchup to watch.
The Sixers outscored the Knicks 31-18. They without 2 starters, and their bench outscored the Knicks bench 31-18. And Ennis was 9 for 9 from the free throw line. But overall shooting-wise,
Ennis won the game for Philly.
6 for 21. The Knicks were off the bench. 6 for 21.
And what were they from the free throw line? That's probably even worse from the free throw line.
That's a major problem.
In the free throw line, they couldn't make free throws.
One thing we saw that we haven't seen a lot is
Dennis Smith shot an air ball. Right?
They were 4 for 13 from the free throw line up from the bench.
Are you kidding me?
You know, one thing we saw tonight, guys, that we haven't.
It's all my fault. You're right.
The hex was complete.
David Fizdale really animated on the sideline. His team down 4, 7 minutes to go, and really laying into his guys.
This was necessary.
Absolutely necessary.
We don't always see that.
No, because coaches don't like to do this where you're airing out players in front of people. But this had to be done because the game was slipping away. And he could see it. He knows this group by now. They're almost a quarter way into the season. He could see it. And he wanted to let them know, do not let go of the rope.
And they did.
Especially on the defensive end. And they did not.
They did not. Because after that, Wally, take us down the stretch. It was back and forth there for basically the last 7 minutes of the game.
It really was, and that's a good thing to see. R.J. Barrett got a fire lit under him, and he was going at the basket. Team was playing hard, but they just don't play smart at times. Here's the Mitchell Robinson spectacular dunk.
81-79.
2 points at 81-79.
Nice play.
And then it was back and forth. Here's Frank Ntilikina with the lay-in. Keeps it to within 2. It's 84-82, and then Barrett with the layup ties it at 87.
All right, 2:51 to go in the game, so we got a fresh game here. Now, you're talking about Mitchell Robinson defending. He's got to learn that hands cannot be there. Too easy. He's got to learn this.
He's being outsmarted.
He needs it, but it's reps. He's 20 years old. He hasn't played a ton, so that's a three-point play. That was a big one here, but RJ keeps it going here. I love this. He's against the NBA. This is a 19-year-old rookie. I got this. Strong finish at the basket. It's still a 1-point game. Tobias Harris, watch this play. Watch Frank here.
Frank just got completely blown by.
Yeah, that's tough, man. I mean, that's your best perimeter defender. You cannot let him just get there. And that made it 94-89. And then this play on an inbounds after the timeout is brutal.
Down 5.
That's just brutal. That's got to be a better pass. This is Simmons, though. Simmons turns it on. Again, that's what star players do. It's winning time. He makes a winning play off an inbounds. He felt like he had it's an alpha thing. I know I'm bigger, stronger, better than these guys. I anticipate this play. I'm making the play. And that's exactly what he did. The Knicks they've got to get more players with that kind of a mentality.
No question. And it just seemed like Philly just was coasting in the first half, and they were like, we'll turn it up when we want to. We'll figure out a way to win in winning time. And that's got to bug you. If you're the Knicks, if you're that
That's 2 games in a row against them. When you were up 17 the first time, up 16 in this one.
Yeah.
And the other team just basically got back in the game because they knew they could.
Right.
And the Sixers, as you've talked about, Al Horford resting, Josh Richardson, another started out with a bad hamstring, and they're able to win. Anyway, Joel Embiid led the way with 27. Here he is now with Rebecca Harlow.
Thanks, Phil. All right, Joel, 2 games in 9 days here, both of them tight. 37 points for your offense in the first half. What was the biggest thing that this team had to adjust to get this win tonight?
Just run. Bully ball mentality, get to the free throw line. Just run, and we didn't make any shots in the first half. So, we had to get under our fits and make shots.
Speaking of free throws, on the other side, when you see the Knicks missing free throws like that, how does it affect your aggressiveness, what you feel like you can do defensively?
It doesn't matter. I think you just got to stick to the concept of the game. Concept of the game plan, and we did that, especially in the second half. We moved the ball, we got to the free throw line, we attacked the basket. That's what we want to do, and that got us a win.
RJ Barrett, a couple times late in this game, attacked you at the rim. I mean, that's difficult to do given the size difference, but after watching him play these last couple of times, is there anything about him that stands out?
That's my guy. I've known him. We got the same trainer, so I've known him for a while. He's going to be, I like him. He's going to be good. He got lucky on that layup, and then I made him almost airball, but, he's got a lot of potential, and he's a hard worker, and he's only going to get better.
Joel, thank you. Always appreciate it.
Thanks, Rebecca.
Guys.
Rebecca, thanks. RJ Barrett was excellent tonight. 18 points, and we showed his
high
layups.
percentage shooting.
8 of 13, and came up big there down a stretch.
Yeah, smart. He got the mismatches that he wanted. He attacked Embiid. I didn't like when he settled for the jump shot. I mean, I know Embiid's going to live with letting him take a jump shot around him, not getting around him, and he learned from the mistake he made, letting him get to the basket. But I like the way RJ stepped up. When Coach got into the guys, he yelled at the team, yelled at RJ, yelled at Marcus, it looked like, got into that starting unit. He just stepped up, and he took it as motivation, and that's true pro, a guy that responds to a little fire lit under him. I was impressed with the way he played down the stretch. It was just unfortunate they couldn't play a little bit smarter in a few instances and couldn't get a few more stops again.
True pro Embiid as well, for stooping over for Rebecca so she didn't have to crane her neck. If you were interviewing Bill, I'm sure you'd probably have to go down on a knee or something like that.
Would have been a problem.
Maybe have a seat.
Got a stool over there, baby?
It's all right. But it's good for him, though, for doing that. Professional.